Arav and Mira had been best friends since childhood. Their bond was stitched together with a shared love for adventure, curiosity, and the unexplored. So when their college declared a week-long break, they packed their bags and headed for the mountains of Uttarakhand, a place known for its ancient myths, hidden trails. They stayed in a small cottage at the edge of a sleepy village, surrounded by thick pine forests. The villagers were warm but strangely cautious. Every time Mira asked about the dense forest behind the cottage, the locals quickly changed the subject or warned her not to wander too deep. Naturally, that made her want to go even more. On the third morning, Arav woke up to find Mira already dressed, her eyes shining with excitement. "Let's go into the forest today," she said, handing him his backpack. "No trails, just us and the trees." After a brief breakfast, they slipped away into the woods, dodging fallen branches and humming to the rhythm of birds. As they walked deeper, the forest grew darker and cooler. The pine needles muffled their footsteps, and the sun barely pierced through the canopy. "We must have walked for miles," Arav said, checking his phone. "No signal." "Look!" Mira suddenly pointed ahead. "What's that?" In a small clearing stood an old, moss-covered stone well. It was ancient, cracks lined its circular base, and vines wrapped around its side like protective snakes. The air around it felt different, heavy, almost electric. "No rope, no bucket," Arav noted, peering over the edge. "Just darkness." Mira bent down, placing her ear near the rim. "Do you hear that?" Arav listened. A soft whisper, barely audible, rose from the depths of the well. But the voice wasn't just one. It was hundreds, maybe thousands, all murmuring something. But Mira was entranced. Suddenly, a gust of wind blew from the well, knocking them both backward. The whispers grew louder still, unintelligible but full of urgency. Mira's eyes widened. "It said my name." Arav grabbed her hand. "We're leaving, now." But as they turned, a low rumble shook the ground. The trees around them began to tremble, and the clearing darkened unnaturally. The whispers turned into screams, anguished, pleading, sorrowful. Then silence. Everything stopped. "Let's get back," Arav said. They ran, ignoring the scratches and stumbles, and finally burst out of the woods near the village just as the sun dipped behind the mountains. That evening, the villagers noticed their shaken expressions and pulled them aside. "You found the well, didn't you?" the village elder asked. His face was wrinkled with age, but his eyes were sharp. Mira nodded slowly. The old man sighed. "That is the Whispering Well. Many years ago, people believed it granted wishes. They would drop coins and whisper their desires. But the well became greedy. It started asking for more than wishes." "What do you mean?" Arav asked. "The well is a gate," he said grimly, "to somewhere else. A world made of echoes and forgotten souls. Those who ask something of the well must give something in return." "We didn't wish for anything," Mira said quickly. "Not yet," the old man replied. "But the well knows your name now." That night, Mira couldn't sleep. Her dreams were filled with voices begging her to come back. Arav tried to comfort her, but he too could feel the pull of the well, like a magnetic thread stitched to their hearts. He ran into the forest without thinking, heart pounding like a drum. He found her at the clearing, standing before the well. "What are you doing?" he shouted. Mira turned. Her eyes were distant, as if caught in a dream. "They're suffering, Arav. They showed me things. A boy who lost his voice, a mother who forgot her child." He lunged forward just as she reached the edge. He grabbed her wrist, pulling her back. The well roared. The ground cracked, and a shadowy mist burst forth, swirling around them. Shapes formed in the smoke faces, hands, eyes moaning in agony. One figure, a young girl with hollow eyes, reached out, mouthing a silent plea. "I can't leave them," Mira screamed, tears pouring down her face. He held her tightly as the shadows tried to tug her back. Finally, with a final shriek, the mist collapsed into the well like a crashing wave. Silence returned. They never spoke of the well after that day. The forest was sealed off by the villagers, and the path was lost to time. But both Arav and Mira knew somewhere deep in the mountains, the Whispering Well still waited, listening, calling out to the lonely, the curious, and the broken-hearted. They left the village 2 days later, their hearts heavy but grateful.